Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start introducing you to my doll houses, and I've started with this one because it is the most complete of all and the one that I can really work on with you guys. So let's get into it. I've chosen to call this house Grandma's house, and that's because as miniaturists we always end up with those bits and pieces and odds and ends. We don't quite know what to do with them. So I thought, well, thinking back to the one grandma I remember, her house was just a cram full of different things that her and her husband, my grandpa, had bought over the years, and things that had been given to them, and old things and brand new things, and that sort of thing. So I thought, hey, why not? I can use up some miniatures I have no idea what I'm going to do with, and I have this dollhouse that isn't good for realism because it was made as a child's toy. That's what it was supposed to be. I don't know exactly how long I've had it. I have a lot of years. After I moved, it spent a lot of years in my garage. So it was already not in the best shape, and it was in really bad shape by the time I got it out of my garage, dirt-wise. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to give you a tour of this house. Now, I fell in love with this. Someone made this for a child years and years and years ago, and they really put a lot of love and thought into it. And no, there was something about this house that just appealed to me. I remember I paid less than $20, I think 10 or 15 probably at the time. But anyway, let's introduce you to Grandma's house. All right, so first we're coming up to the chimney, which is huge and not really to my liking, but this was, as I said, a child's dollhouse. As you can see, there are holes in the top, and there was a railing up there, I'm sure, at one time. Let's go on down the roof, and the roofing is just very thin slats of wood, a little loose in spots, but not bad. They'll stay on, and I may go back and glue them. I'm not finished yet. Here you can see there's little chunks out of the roof, but this is all part of this house's history, and I have removed a few things, and I don't want to remove it all. So let's go on down to the second floor, and there you can see the balcony, and I'm pretty sure that's probably about what was up on top. It has a door which doesn't open because I put some white paint on the inside, and I need to clean the hinges off. Now, this house was originally white and like a royal blue, because there were faint traces of royal blue paint on it. I chose the moss green. It is chalk paint, and I still have some touching up to do and stuff on it, but that'll come in time. So there we are. There's 2 rooms up in the attic part. There are 2 rooms on the second floor and 2 on the first floor. So let's move on down to the first floor, and I will tell you a little bit more about this. Now, I have put a new plywood base under it. I wanted to leave some room because I want to add all those cool little details that, make a house a home. Flowers, bushes, maybe a gas meter outside, something like that. And I love the realism, although this isn't, excuse the noise, I'm moving a bag. It isn't a realistic house, so to speak. I still want it to have all those nice little touches that a grandma would have by her house. My grandma's always had flowers and gardens. So if you move over to this side, there's another door. The door doesn't open also because I've got to remove the paint from the hinges that I got on them. This had I did remove, and this is why the surround by the door is shorter. It had another one of those railings leading out from the door. You couldn't open the door, you couldn't get to it, and it was falling apart, so I just took that part off. I did take pictures of the house in its original gross, disgusting state, and so I will always have those pictures. Now, where you see, they put these corner moldings on the sides of the house, which finished it off nicely, but at the base they had quarter round, and then they had that sitting on a big old plywood base, and basically that was wood rot. It had to go. So I removed those because there will be foundation, there will be bushes and flowers and things like that. Now, the windows are not straight. This was a toy for a child who I'm sure loved it. They're not straight. They never had acetate in them, anything like that. And I'm not going to change that. I'm going to put some acetate up on the inside just to keep dust and dirt out once I get it done. But other than that, I'm not changing a thing. I'm going to leave it just as it is. And then back to the base. They had the plywood, and then they had more molding around the edges of the plywood. And the worst thing of all was this horrible green carpeting. I know they made it to simulate grass. It's probably cool in the day, but it was that awful, really old indoor-outdoor carpet, or the type you could put in your boat that, you know, can be outside, be wet, yeah, it was gross and disgusting. And if you stay tuned at the end of the video, I'm going to pop a couple pictures on to show what this house looked like back when I got it. All right, I'm going to leave you now because I need to turn the house around, and I'll be right back. Here we are at the back side of the house, and these are the two attic rooms up above. This one is definitely going to be a bathroom. That I know. It's a little bigger. One side of the house is just a little bit bigger than the other side. This one I'm not sure. Why don't you guys let me know your thoughts on this? It could be a craft room. It could be... I'm not big on babies. I'm not big on nurseries. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. But let me know. Like, it could be a sewing room, a craft room, a bedroom, storage area, just an attic storage. You know, whatever. So let me know what your thoughts are on this, because we're going to be doing a lot on this house together. Moving down, and I have covered everything in some white paint, so let's move down to the second floor. As you can see, there's a big knot hole in the wall, but I am papering this using the scrapbook paper over poster board. I will also paint over poster board if I want painted walls. The walls are very roughed up. The wood is very old. It's hard to sometimes sand things without chunking the wood out, and then you got to fill. And so I am just doing it the poster board way. It'll make it easy for, you know, future generations to remove if they want to. So that's how I'm doing this. And I've given everything just one thin coat of white paint right now. And I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way or if, you know, I'm going to give it another coat. This room will definitely be a bedroom. Probably not the master, because if you'll see, the room next door to it has a door in it to go out to that balcony. So these two, I am positive, are going to be bedrooms. So that's what we're working with. And again, I've got to remove that paint from those hinges. The doors don't fit really tight. I will try to cover some of that up with molding, but as you'll see in the kitchen, I wasn't very successful there. And it's part of the house, part of the history. We're going to leave it as is. Now, let's move downstairs to the bottom floor. This is the one that I've chosen to be the living room. I put on some floral wallpaper that I think would look in, you know, like I remember my grandma's having floral wallpaper. I've put up some trim boards. I've painted the ceiling, and I've put, you know, I put wood around the windows, framing. Can't talk today, guys. So I put up my framing around the windows. I am positive that the floor is going to get some sort of carpeted treatment, and I won't be electrifying this house. I may buy some battery lights. Sorry about the shaky cam. I'm holding the camera. I didn't think a tripod would work too well. So if I put up lights, they will be battery powered, since this house was never originally lit. Moving over to what I think is shaping up to be one of the cutest rooms ever. And I did these before I knew I was going to come back to YouTube. So that's why it's partially done. But we are going to do the rest of it together. I love this wallpaper. I went online and found mini wallpaper. And this, I don't know if you can see, it has little watering cans with little flowers. And I think that is just so cute. Something my grandma would have had, definitely. I put up some wainscoting. Some of you call it beadboard around the edges. Using just, I believe I used the skinny sticks on that. And then on this wall, and I know you can't see very good, maybe if I angle this a little, You can see that I took my scoreboard and the poster board and I made what looked like faux tile, or tile, and I painted that in a green. I thought that went well with the wallpaper. The flooring is some really old contact paper that I found at a thrift store. And I remember the old linoleums. Oh, there were so many different designs. And my grandma had linoleum in her kitchen. So that's where that's coming from. The other thing I did was, I don't think you can see it, the lighting's not great today, but right up above that window there's a little plate rail, because I've got some cute little collector plates. And yeah, a grandma would have those. So anyway, that's pretty much the tour of Grandma's house. Please be sure and tell me what you think I should use that top floor for, that one room up there, the one that's not going to be the bathroom. Please let me know. I'm really interested in your comments, and if I get a lot, we'll go with the most popular. Stick around for the end of the video. I will be adding on those 2 photos of what the house was like before. And if you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe. And click that bell notification if you want more from this channel. I also have decided that I will be putting up videos on Monday. Sometime Monday. My work schedule rotates, so I work every other Monday. I will be trying my best to post once a week, and it will be up sometime on Monday. I want to thank you again for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great week. Sorry about the shaky cam. Bye-bye.